Welcome to Mortgage Map. As you approach closing day, you expect everything in your new home to be completely finished and ready for move-in. But what happens if the seller has not completed a major repair they agreed to fix, or if a new construction home is missing its final landscaping because the ground is frozen? In these situations, the entire transaction can be delayed, causing stress for both the buyer and the seller. Fortunately, there is a financial tool called an escrow holdback that allows the closing to proceed on schedule while ensuring the remaining work is fully completed. Many buyers have rarely heard of this process until they face a last-minute delay. Today, we will explain exactly how escrow holdbacks work. We will break down how funds are set aside, who controls the release of the money, and the guidelines lenders enforce to approve this arrangement. Let us first define what an escrow holdback is and how it is structured at the closing table. An escrow holdback is an agreement where a portion of the seller's proceeds, or a portion of the buyer's funds, is held by the escrow agent after the loan has closed. The money is kept in a separate escrow account and is not released to the seller until specific work is finished and verified. This tool is designed to solve a common dilemma. The buyer wants the home repaired before closing, but the seller cannot finish the work in time due to weather delays, contractor availability, or shipping backlogs. Rather than delaying the entire closing, which could cause the buyer's mortgage rate lock to expire, the parties agree to close the transaction on time and hold back the necessary funds. The amount held back is not just a rough estimate of the repair cost. To protect the buyer, lenders and title companies typically require the holdback to be 150% to 200% of the estimated repair cost. For example, if a licensed contractor estimates that replacing a damaged sewer line will cost $5,000, the escrow agent will hold back $10,000 from the seller's proceeds at closing. This surplus ensures there are sufficient funds to cover any unexpected cost overruns. Once the contractor completes the work, the escrow agent pays the contractor directly from the holdback account. Any remaining funds are then released back to the seller. This structure provides a powerful incentive for the seller to complete the work quickly, as their remaining cash is trapped in escrow. Furthermore, the written holdback agreement defines a strict completion deadline, which is typically 30 to 60 days. If the seller fails to complete the repairs by this deadline, they forfeit the remaining funds. Second, let us examine the guidelines and limitations lenders enforce for escrow holdbacks. You cannot use a holdback for any repair you choose. Mortgage lenders have strict rules regarding which items qualify. Lenders divide repairs into two categories: cosmetic repairs and safety hazards. In general, lenders are willing to approve escrow holdbacks for cosmetic or weather-related items that do not affect the safety or structural integrity of the home. Common examples include unfinished landscaping, exterior painting delayed by winter weather, or a missing driveway layer in new construction. However, if the repairs involve major safety hazards or structural elements, lenders will refuse to approve a holdback. For example, if the home has a broken furnace, a failing roof, exposed electrical wiring, or a cracked foundation, the lender will require these repairs to be completed and inspected before they will fund the loan. They will not allow you to close on a home that is uninhabitable, even if the seller offers to put double the repair cost in escrow. Additionally, the lender must review and approve the holdback agreement before closing. The agreement must include a formal estimate from a licensed professional, a clear scope of work, and a designated completion date. Once the work is finished, the lender will send an inspector, or the original appraiser, to the property to verify completion. The appraiser will issue a final completion report, known as a Form 1004D, which the lender must approve before the escrow agent can release the frozen funds. Without this formal sign-off from the lender's underwriting department, the title company is legally prohibited from distributing the escrowed cash, ensuring that all repairs are executed to the required professional standard before the transaction is fully settled. This thorough review process protects you from substandard contractor work or incomplete projects. Finally, let us discuss how to negotiate and execute an escrow holdback if you encounter an unfinished repair. If you discover during your final walkthrough that the seller has failed to complete an agreed-upon repair, you must act quickly. To set up an escrow holdback successfully, follow 3 simple steps. First, Consult with your real estate agent and real estate attorney to draft an addendum to the purchase contract. This addendum must specify the exact repairs, the contractor who will perform the work, the total holdback amount, and the completion deadline. Second, notify your mortgage lender immediately. Because holdbacks require underwriting approval, notifying them at the last minute can delay your closing by a few days, but it is necessary to secure their authorization. Third, ensure the agreement states who is responsible for cost overruns. If the actual repair costs exceed the holdback amount, the contract should specify that the seller remains personally liable for the difference. It is also wise to include a clause stating that if the seller does not complete the work by the deadline, the buyer has the right to hire their own contractor and use the escrowed funds to finish the project. By implementing these protections, you can ensure that the home is completed to your satisfaction without risking your loan approval or your closing timeline. By utilizing this practical financial tool, you can protect your interest and keep your home purchase on track. Having a clear, legally binding framework in place prevents disputes after closing when the seller has already vacated the property. Understanding the mechanics of escrow holdbacks gives you peace of mind, knowing that you have the financial leverage to ensure your new home is delivered in the exact condition you negotiated. This structured approach ensures that you avoid unexpected out-of-pocket expenses right after moving in. Mortgage Map is a calm guide for first-time buyers and curious homeowners navigating the home buying process. The channel explains down payments, interest rates, closing costs, pre-approvals, refinances, loan types, and common mistakes with real numbers and simple visual examples in plain English without financial advice or market hype. This video is general mortgage education, not financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. We are not a lender and do not recommend specific loan products. Mortgage programs, rates, and terms change frequently. Consult a licensed mortgage professional before making financial decisions.